beautiful gathering. We are all here, immersed in a law. A law that is given to us what we are putting in. And it does it all the time, wherever we are, in every situation. There is a law of mind. Ernest Holmes, the founder of religious science, states, the law of mind is one of reflection. It's like a mirror, and it cannot help but reflect the image before it. The law cannot help but reflect our thoughts as we think into this creative medium of universal mind. It reflects back to us whatever is in front of it. It is just a servant to whatever thought is pressed into it. It doesn't care if it's a good thought or a bad thought, a limited thought, a fearful thought, a scarcity thought. It just reflects back. It just gives back what is impressed on it. You have always been thinking into the creative medium, and you are thinking in it now. Where is your consciousness? What are you thinking about? Are you thinking of something fearful? Are you thinking of scarcity? Are you thinking of abundance? Are you thinking of something lovely? Because the law that you're thinking of is given to you back what you put in. And it's done it your whole life. It's doing it now, and it will continue to do it. The law only knows to do. The law works in your work situation, your family situation, your friends. The law only knows what to do. The law does not care. It just gives back to you. So, if you're having a bad day, like I did years ago, had a lot of bad days. Waking up in the morning, going to work, but something wasn't just right. I didn't know the law at that time. I didn't realize when I was waking up to the radio and listening to the news and the weather and everything bad that was happening in the world, I was thinking into the law. And the law was giving me a miserable days over and over and over and over. But I didn't know the law. There is only one mind, and we all use it. Our thought is creative. I didn't know when I was a little child, and I said I wanted to be a teacher, that all I had to do was keep thinking about that. And I never changed my mind, because the law will change if you change your mind about it. You'll put in another law. So I kept thinking about being a teacher and thinking about being a teacher, and I don't care what any other occupation was in the world. All I wanted to be was a teacher, and I loved it. I taught in Philadelphia for years. I taught so long they almost had to kick me out. But I enjoyed it. I didn't know about the law, because the law does what you tell it to do. If you go into Uber and you tell Uber that you want to go to Philly, and as soon as you get in, you say, you know, I think I'll go to Atlantic City. And then when you get in, you say, no, it's New York. What's going to happen? The poor Uber driver will be confused. And the law will be confused about what you really want to do. The creative law is all around us and at the center of our being and the center of your thought process. I know that I had wanted a partner. Everybody wants a partner when they're like 15, 16, 20. You know, you want a partner. I didn't know about the law. I realized when I was married like 20 or 25 years later, I said, you know, I remember putting down, I didn't write it, I don't think, putting down the kind of person that I wanted. Because my friends had all these crazy people. I did not want that type of person. for my partner, but the law was there. And you never know the way the law's going to give you what you want. So where did my partner come from? Knock, knock on my front door. That's where he came from. That's how he came from, somebody that was in college who wasn't even my friend. She was a nice person, and her husband, or her boyfriend were nice. And I used to say hello, that's all. Say hello, we didn't go anywhere, we didn't talk anywhere. And she said to me one day, I have this guy that I would like you to meet. I said, all right, she was very nice. So he came to my house, knock, knock. There was the person that I was going to be with for over 40 years. And it's been wonderful because I put it in the law, even though I didn't even know what the law was. But the law doesn't care if you know it. The law doesn't care one bit. It's only given to you back what you are putting into it, not what somebody else is putting into. They're getting their law, and you're getting your law. We are either using the law definitely or indefinitely, consciously or unconsciously. I was going to a beautiful church years ago, wonderful church. Oh my goodness, church was so great. And I really loved going there, and I really thought I was going to be there for the rest of my life. And then one day, it was just a thought, just a little thought in my head. You know, I need something, just a little bit more. I don't know what it is, just something a little bit more. So one day after service, we're having snacks at the end of the hall, and Reverend Margaret and I were just talking. We were just talking. And someone came up and said, you know, Reverend Margaret, I have a building. I live in a building that's a church. And I would like you to start talking in that church. And Reverend Margaret turned to the person and said, and the name of it is Joyful Gathering. She didn't miss a beat. I know what I put into the law, but I didn't know what she put into the law. But here we are, Joyful Gathering. It just came to her. She didn't even think about it. And I was right there with her. Like a seed falling into the soil, our thought falls into the creative medium of mind. And the creative mind produces a form. I went to a workshop one day the Reverend Ian Taylor gave. I know some of you know him. Very good guy. He gave a fabulous workshop. And at the end, he said, God cannot have a bad day. It is absolutely impossible for God to have a bad day. But at that time, I didn't know that each and every one of us are the powerful presence of the infinite. That's who we are. I didn't know that. I only knew that God couldn't have a bad day. So hours after his talk, I ended up in the ER because I had a reaction to some medicine that I had taken the week before. And my face blew up. My tongue went all kinds of ways. But I had just come from a workshop. And Ian Taylor said that God couldn't have a bad day. So I'm in the bathroom of the hospital, and I'm looking in the mirror, and I'm seeing this blown up face and this tongue going all kinds of ways. And I looked at myself in the mirror, and I said, God cannot have a bad day. It's totally, absolutely impossible. I felt something in my body go click, and I was out of that hospital in 2 days. You know why? Because I believed and put it into law that I couldn't have a bad day. You are the power and presence of God in action. And since the mental law can only react, it follows that it must react to your thought, no matter what the thought is. And I was in a lovely school once. Oh, it's a beautiful school. It was in the middle of North Philly. It was in Badlands. I didn't even know that till CNN told me. My school came across Badlands. Well, that's CNN and what they thought, because the kids were great. There were teachers in there that had been there 20 years and 30 years. It was a fabulous school. And I said every day, thank you, God, for this wonderful school, for the kids. I'm just having a wonderful time in this school. Well, I was there 12 years, and I got bumped out of the school. I got bumped out of a school that I loved. Well, God and I had to have a conversation about this. You gave me this school. I told you I loved it and everything about it, and you're bumping me out? Well, I was bumped out. And then I went to another school in West Philadelphia, where I had only 5 kids at a time, where I was in a little trailer, where every single material that I needed was given to me. I didn't even have to pay for it. In the summer when teachers go out and get, I couldn't because I had so much. So the job that I left was wonderful. But the job that I said and put into the law, how much I loved it, that job was heaven. Wow. The law is listening. You are creating your life in the law. The creative law is always neutral. The law knows neither good, bad, big, little, right, wrong. So I'm in my trailer in this beautiful, wonderful school, and they put new desks in, big round desks, and I'm in the middle, and I have all these kids. Wow, I have kindergarten to 3rd grade. You know what they did? They coughed in my face. They sneezed in my face. They were being kids. It was wonderful, except I had to keep giving them tissues and I had to keep cleaning. And then I said, this is not working for me. No, this is not working for me. So, I'm not doing germs anymore. I'm not doing it. Let them cough. Let them sneeze. Let them do anything they want. I'm not doing germs. Have fun, kids, because we had a good time every single day. I got a cold now and then, but that's it. Because I put into the law, I'm not doing germs. The law of mind acts upon our images of thought, whether they are good thoughts or bad thoughts. And sometimes family members can be a little troubling. Sometimes they can, but they are our family, and we try to just love. Well, I had a family member, wonderful person, and we decided to have Thanksgiving dinner. She was going to bring her family, and I had my family. We were cooking up a storm, my husband and I. Oh, it was just going to be a wonderful time. Well, she never showed up Thanksgiving Day. She didn't call to tell me she was going to be late. She didn't call to tell me she was going to be in an accident. She just didn't call. So we ate. We put everything away. Next day was Friday, the Friday after Thanksgiving. She didn't call. She didn't tell me why she wasn't there. Next day was Saturday. You think she called?
No.
She didn't call. And I'm just thinking, what in the world could have gone wrong? So Sunday, she didn't call. So I came to Joyful Gathering for the service. And then I left and I took myself to Philadelphia. And I knocked on her door. And she said, oh, I can't believe you're here. I said, yes, I'm here. She said, come on in. And she sat there. I said, I want to know why you didn't come. Well, she was angry at a member of my family. Not me. She was angry at somebody. And her daughter said, we told her to call you. She wouldn't do it. Her husband said, I told her to call you. She wouldn't do it. She said, I don't like the way the person spoke to me, so I just didn't come. Now, I had an opportunity right then and there. I had it from Thursday. I had it. But now I know about the law. What am I going to say to this person? We just had a nice conversation. We act like nothing happened. Because either I'm going to tell her off and cut her off from family, or she's going to tell me off, or she already cut me off just about. But I had to make a decision right then and there. What was I going to do? Well, what I was going to do is sit there and enjoy my family. I was not going to go over all that stuff. You had me waiting, and you don't know all the stuff we cooked and all that. No, that wouldn't have made any sense. We just talked like nothing ever happened. What did Jesus say? Forgive 70 times 70. And sometimes it's very hard. But I made the decision to put in the law some love, some blessings. And we have never had a problem since. There is a law, people, a law, and you're thinking in it right now. What are you thinking about? The law of mind acts upon our images of thought, whether they are good or bad. I went to the doctor. He said he wanted me to have some blood work. I said, fine, it's just downstairs. I'll go down there and have some. And I'm sitting there, and they're taking 6, 7, 8 vials of blood. And I said to myself, oh, these people think I'm going to be sick. These people think they can take all of this because they think I'm sick or something, but they don't know me. You take as many as you want, because I am fine. So they did. And what do you think the results were from the doctor? Everything is fine. Just because your appearance looks crazy, you don't have to accept it. I don't have to accept all that blood work. Please. I go to the Science of Mind church. I realize there's only one power in this church. The law knows no favorites. There is neither big or small in the law. There are no important people or unimportant people or conditions or events. It works for all of us alike. I know all of you have friends. I have friends too. Some, they get on my nerves. Some I tolerate for a while. And some are best friends. Those are the friends that you have, or I have, for 20, 30 years, that we have such a wonderful time together. Oh my goodness. Put two of us together and we're having a ball. Well, I went to a play with my friend. We went to Philly. And on the way getting there, she started yelling at me. She started screaming at me for some directions that I told her my sister-in-law was there. So I had my sister-in-law on the phone, and my sister-in-law told us some directions. Well, she wasn't found the way my sister-in-law said. Well, didn't you hear what she said? We were supposed to go down this street. We were supposed to go down that street. Now, it's my sister-in-law, right? So I know where she lives. But she's telling me all of it, and in a horrible voice. I mean, we have been together 20, 30 years, and we have never had an argument, ever. And I'm in the car with her, and she's yelling and screaming at me. But I know the law. I'm listening to her, and I'm saying to myself, not to her, I'm saying, I'm your best friend. And you're talking to me like this? I didn't tell her that. I'm your best friend. Remember who you're talking to right now. I'm just not anybody. I'm your best friend. And you're yelling and screaming at me. So what do I do? Do I turn around and yell and scream at her back? Because if I do that, this friend that I've always had will never be my friend again. But I don't like the way she's talking to me. So I said to her in a nice, stern voice, don't talk to me that way. Never talk to me that way. And she looked at me, and she stopped. And then we went on. Got a little worse. She forgot something in a car, and she told me to stay at someplace. And when she came back, I wasn't there. I didn't even think about saying what she told me. But anyhow, when she got up with me, I told you to stay over there and you weren't there. And I said, yes, you told me that, but I didn't tell you I was going to stay there. I can stay anywhere I want to. My voice didn't go up. She looked at me, and I looked at her. Now, we have a good relationship. I don't know what that craziness was. I don't care what it was. But I still have that friend today because I never went to where she was. We never discussed it. It's been about a year. What happened was, she's very religious. She's Catholic, and I mean very Catholic. So, I waited till Easter. What's she gonna do at Easter? So I called her. I said, hi, how you doing? I haven't talked to you in a long time. She said, yes, I haven't talked to you in a long time, but you haven't called me. I said, I'm calling you now. It's Easter. We had a nice conversation. It was kind of strange, but it was a nice conversation. I never knew what happened. I don't care what happened, but my best friend is back. We're back. We're having fun. It was my choice of what I wanted to put in the law. I wasn't giving her up for some stupidness that I don't even know what it was about. She meant more to me than that. The law of mind reflects for us that which is actually embodied in our thoughts. In this way, every man becomes a law unto himself. What about Reverend Margaret? You know Reverend Margaret. Reverend Margaret teaches classes all the time. And she always says that every class is the best class. Well, you know Reverend Margaret always gets the best class. Well, I'm in Ministerial class. Ours is the best. We're having fun. Ours has to be the best. But if you hear Reverend Margaret talk, they're all good. That's the way she is. Reverend Margaret just loves, loves, loves teaching classes. How many people have been in Reverend Margaret's class? Well, wasn't it the best class? Did you have some fun? I have too. Awesome, 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 awesome. Well, I have another thing that I put into the law, because I can put anything in the law that I want to, just like you can put anything into the law that you want to. Let no one take my peace away. I think that's kind of good. I'm not letting anybody take my peace away, or anything, or any circumstance. So last Monday, I went to LabCorp. There's 50 million people in there. They're trying to take my peace away. So I left Voorhees and went down to Marlton, because where my doctor is. There's a LabCorp there. Most people don't know about it. I walked in there. I was the second person. Hey. I sat down, and then the young lady called me up. Mrs. Mayo. I said, yes, and I walked down. I sat down. She's a nice person. Mrs. Mayo, you were my 8th grade teacher. Excuse me? You were my 8th grade teacher. And I was so bad in your room, my best girlfriend and you threw us out. You told us to go to room 402. I knew she wasn't lying, because that's what we did when they were crazy in our classroom. Threw them out. Went to 402. And then we went to 402, and we had to write, because I don't know what they did in 402. I will be good in Mrs. Mayo's class. And I said, well, how did you remember me? Why would you, I'm thinking, if somebody's throwing you out, why would you even say anything. Why would you even care? And I said, so you remembered me? Yes, I remembered you. She said, you always remember the teachers that cared. And she said, and you always keep those little outfits. So she was putting into the law all the good. She told everybody, there's my 8th grade teacher. This is Miss Mayo. There's my 8th grade teacher. Now, she has kids. They're 29 in their 30s. So, this was a long time ago for her to remember me. And she said when I put that name down, she looked out there and she saw me, her 8th grade teacher. She was so excited. She called her best friend, the one who was in the class with her. She called her, Miss Mayo is here, our 8th grade teacher. She told everybody in the office. But we put in the law what we want to put in the law. Now you have a realization that you are surrounded by an infinite law which receives the impress of your thought and acts creatively on it. Realize that this law exists. You are always thinking into the creative medium. So today, awaken to the law. So it is.